everybody, welcome back to Easy E's podcast, episode 2. I am Caleb Clough. I'm a local filmmaker in Jacksonville, Florida.
And my name is Brent. I'm an animator, also here.
Sweet.
Clearly.
What are we talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about some movie mess-ups and how they fix them, and also we're going to cover the content-aware fill tool in After Effects, which is it's pretty recent. It came out, I think, in 2019.
Yeah.
And they've been improving upon it. I've used it a few times. I used it recently. It's definitely, I think it's doing a little bit of a better job. So we're just going to do the basics of how that tool works and how you can use it to fix some of your messies.
Yep. And I think, doesn't Premiere have this too, or is that just linked to After Effects?
No, you can just, you would link it. But no, that's not a Premiere as far as I know. It is, I think they stole it from Photoshop because Photoshop has a similar tool in addition to Clone Stamp.
Yeah.
I guess they use AI or magic, I don't know, to do it. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. You can mask out specific areas of a scene, and then you can either paint it in Photoshop or you just have After Effects do its best to interpolate like what that space looks like.
Yeah.
I actually was playing around with it right before we started just to get a refresher.
Yeah.
So I took this drone shot from a couple years ago that we did of the Jax Beach.
Golf course, right?
Yep, golf course. You can see my crappy portal open up, and then out of it comes a golf cart, because why not?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off the portal. That's just a quick layer. Turn off all the 3D camera trackers. So really all you need is, I'm just going to delete these guys.
Delete.
Delete. So all you really need is your footage that you want to cover, and once you're ready for that, you can see all that's really happening here is it creates a fill layer on top. And so when I turn this off, this is what the footage actually is. Little golf cart tooting by.
Right.
And then when I generate this fill layer, it does its best to like look at this space. And it can do a good job. Like this one's pretty decent. I think when you get close, you start to see how it's a little bit,
Yeah.
like you saw that.
Just appears out of nowhere.
Like there's like dust. I actually have it going all the way. I just put 2 keys on it because I'll show you, it gets a little bit janky.
It's all janky?
It gets a little jank on it. I'll turn it back up. You can see as it goes, it's looking good. I was actually very impressed by how well it did, like, because there's tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you can start to see, because the shadow extends down this hill, and you get this like, ugh. So like, it's looking good, and then it's like, oh my God, what's happening?
Oh, it like warps.
Yeah, it looks like,
I was wondering, in slow-mo it didn't.
No, yeah, you can see it's
and you can also like hand track it, like frame by frame, right? If you need to do like rotoscope type stuff too, is that the same thing, or is this like?
This is like a super rotoscoping. So this is not rotoscoping. This is like, and I'll show you how to do it. I pulled a few more examples from a few other shots. I was probably going to start with me ruining this shot. I mean, it's not a great shot, but I'll show you how to, like, let's say if you're in the shot by accident, you're like, oh no, I ruined it. Yeah. This can be a powerful way to get it out. And it's not just for drones. It's really for like getting rid of boom poles or like something that, like, sometimes we have the occasional light in the background and it's like, shoot, well, you can just get rid of it.
Yeah. Or light sand peeking in just a bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with this. You can start talking some movies.
Yeah. So
movie mistakes.
I mean, movie mistakes happen all the time. I think we all know that. And it's pretty. You didn't know it? Wow.
I thought they were just perfect.
Yeah. But it's pretty easy, to let things slip by. Filmmaking is such a long process that, and especially after, like, you're focused more on the edit and the way it's flowing and everything more than looking about that little tiny thing in the background, or there's so many different things.
Right.
And typically they're kind of caught afterwards, and you have to do something like this to cover it up. A popular one of my favorite directors, actually, David F. Sandberg.
Isn't he like a horror director or something?
Yeah, he's a horror director. And I mean, he's a really good director, but he's so interesting because he came out of the indie filmmaking world. Not even indie, like kind of just like homemade. Like he made these horror short films with his wife, and you know, by short I mean like short. They were like 5 minutes tops, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And Lights Out was one of them. He made it for a horror competition. And I think he's from somewhere in like the European area.
Right.
But it did really well. Like, I think he won, and he put it on Vimeo, and it just kept on blowing up. Because it is a very interesting concept. It's like this monster. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have seen the feature that he made after. But like, when the lights are off, this monster like appears. And so, like, it's this woman, and she's like flicking on the light and flicking it off, and like she sees this silhouette appear.
What's that movie called?
Lights Out.
When did that come out?
I think it's been a while.
It's old, right? It's from
Yeah.
like 2007 or something.
I
feel like
think
that came out when I was in,
I
like-
thought it was like 2012. Something. I don't know. We would have to look that up. But it's but then he went on to make the feature because some guys in Hollywood kind of picked him up, and he did his first feature film directing that. And really good movie. I hate horror films, but I love them at the same time. And then he went on to make Annabelle Creation, kind of, I think, continuing what James Wan started as Annabelle. And it's kind of like the backstory of Annabelle, hence the name, Annabelle Creation. And then he went on to do Shazam, which is kind of a 180.
Yeah, a full 180.
But DC loves their horror directors. I don't know why, but like
What do you
James
mean?
Wan did Aquaman,
Oh,
and then he did Shazam.
that
So they're
makes
just
sense
kind of
because
like,
Aquaman, I was pretty scared that whole movie.
yeah.
It spooked me out.
I mean, Shazam actually had like the 7 Deadly Sins, and they were
Actually,
kinda
that movie
creepy.
was dark. I remember
Yeah.
thinking that. I was like, I don't know if I would
Yeah.
show my like under 10-year-old kid this because yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
that
pretty
scene in the
spooky.
conference room.
Yeah,
was
where they
like-
just get brutally murdered.
Yeah, that was kind of, I felt like disjointed a little bit
Yeah.
compared to like the tone of the movie.
Yeah, it was. But I think Shazam, to be honest, is my favorite DC film that they've made so far. But there's a scene in that, getting back to like kind of covering up mess ups, where there are these. It's when Shazam's kind of learning how to fly, and he's like in this shopping mall, and he like starts to like glide and everything. And if you watch, David Sandberg is actually, since he started out on YouTube, he actually still makes YouTube videos, kind of unpacking a lot of stuff in his feature films. Like, it's really cool that you get to learn from this guy who's, you know, making millions of dollars, you know, box office movies in Hollywood, but he just dives into it and like is gladly showing all of his flaws in order for people to learn. And this was one of them. And he said that they spent so much time, you know, painting out the background to make it look like he's actually floating when there was like guys holding him up.
Yeah.
That like they failed to notice that there's like 8 crew members in the background.
Oh God.
Yeah. So they're like, oh crap.
Yeah, that's a little too intense for a content-aware fill tool.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could.
So yeah, they didn't have the time nor the money to paint them out completely. So, and it's a scene where he's kind of being chased by the villain too. So like everyone else is panicking, and then there's just these guys in the background just chilling,
Right.
talking to each other. So I don't know how that happens. Like, how do you get so like lost?
I don't know. It's
I mean, I'm sure things happen. But anyways,
been a long day.
yeah, they're sitting there, and so like for some of them, who looks like more kind of like not dressed up, but like dirty looking, he put like janitor things to make them look like janitors, and then for the other people, he put like shopping bags in their hands and everything. So it was kind of cool.
Did people notice this, or like did they come out and say
They
afterwards?
caught
Like,
this. Yeah, he
so
caught
people
it
saw
before,
it.
Yeah. So it was like after
no. I mean like so he released the movie after he covered this up. Did people find this out, or did he just like did they like spill the beans? Like
he spilled the beans.
Okay.
Yeah.
pretty proud of his fruits,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and he like, you know, talked about several other things, like having to shoot this one scene that it was like for something dumb, like I can't even remember. It was the little girl, the littlest one in the family of like foster children.
Yeah.
And how she was putting on her shoes in the house while they were like going out, like telling Billy not to run.
Right.
And all the other kids ran out, but like she wasn't. And it was because they filmed that scene first before they actually signed her on, I think. And so, so she wasn't there on set. And so he was like, I need to come up with some reason for her to have not been there.
Right.
So he like filmed that one scene where she was like tying her shoes, and that's why she wasn't out. And then it's like, and it also made sense because they needed, in the end when they're all running around, they had to have their jackets on because it was cold outside.
Right.
But they were like, why did? It's confusing. I can't even like remember fully, but it was very interesting. You should go and watch this video. His name is Pony Smasher on YouTube.
Shout out for Pony.
But yeah, there's crazy stuff like that where it's just, you know, I mean, we're going to go through several movies, but what do you have going on here?
Okay, so you can see I just did I did a really basic. So all I did was pretty much mask myself out, like literally 2 keyframes.
Yeah.
I was this missing chunk,
Right.
and I clicked generate, and it created this. It's not bad, but also
I can see
for
that.
some reason the
It's
lighting
weird.
gets messed up right here. See that? So I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's like darker.
I'm gonna try again, but I'm gonna kind of show a little bit. I'm actually gonna move the clip. I want a little bit more this way. But yeah, I'm gonna try. Usually I use square masks. I don't know if it really matters, but I'm gonna try a circle on me this time.
All right.
But yeah, so pretty much how you do this is you create your mask around your person,
Right.
on the footage.
Do you think it helps to go bigger or smaller with your mask? Like smaller?
I go bigger.
Bigger, okay.
Bigger, partially because afterwards, the way you can flip the layers, and I'll show that, but you can do a little bit more feathering on the original layer.
Right.
Where like
that's
if you
true.
tried before, you'd start blending back into the original.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't obviously go too wide with it
Yeah.
because it's really not that smart. But so you make your mask around your person. You set your first keyframe for it. And then we go to the end of this shot, which is here. And I'm gonna go back to my mask, move it. I like to do beginning and end for the mask first. It's kind of like animating, like you set your keys and then you do your in-betweens.
Yeah, and this is pretty simple too because you're kind of walking pretty smooth.
And the drone's pretty much a constant speed.
Yeah.
So I got my mask, looks decent. Next thing you want to do is make sure you have this back turned to subtract. If it's still off when you try to run this, it's going to give you an error like, I don't know what I'm trying to cut out.
Yeah.
Over here, you'll see your content aware fill panel. It'll show you where your mask is. Alpha expression is just pretty much how much of a feather is it generating when it creates this new like clone stamp basically.
Okay, yeah.
The higher this value is, the slower it's going to take. It's got more numbers to crunch. Fill method, object and surface are the main ones. Object is for obviously like a person that's walking in a scene or something.
Yeah.
Surface is for a little bit more simple. Typically object is usually what you're doing.
Right.
I'm going to do just my work area.
Okay.
And then you can do create reference frame. This will open up Photoshop and actually let you draw like clone stamp. You can put in what you want there, and then it'll help After Effects kind of like this, like, okay, what does this look like?
Yeah.
It doesn't work, for what I found, for like a moving target. I think it only works if something is like static in the scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, how does it know?
Right.
But yeah, so then you just click generate, and then it just takes its sweet time and figures it out.
Sweet time, yeah.
Yeah, I like, obviously, like big movies, like superhero movies, huge budgets, like there's so much they can do. But I love it when you see like these smaller films that use like CG in creative ways, especially to like fix, on-set issues and stuff. Like we were just talking about Breaking Bad, the El Camino movie.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. But yeah, there's that, we were just watching the scene in the diner where he's talking to Jesse, it's a flashback.
Yeah.
Apparently for Walter, because Bryan Cranston didn't want to shave his head again.
Yeah.
They just put a bald cap on him.
Right.
And as we know, bald caps don't look that good.
Yeah.
And they found that out as well. So he had this, like, I guess, alien head. So they're like, crap, this is not convincing.
Yeah.
So they had to go in and digitally, like, resize his head and, like, shrink down the top of his head to look normal.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see, like, once you know it and you're looking for it, he
Yeah.
has this, like, glow around his head.
Right. I think when I watched that, there was definitely, like, something, like, off about it, if you know what I mean. And I think it's typically, I just figured that, like, he had aged a little bit. But
Yeah.
I didn't really notice.
I
which is
honestly
pretty
think
good.
it's kind of almost like a happy accident because it gives him this, like, glow, like, dreamlike, because it's a
Dreamlike.
flashback and everything. So it kind of works with what that scene's going for. Like
kinda like
this-
a Promise
It's like a memory.
filter.
Like, memory's a little bit.
I think I actually might have used a Promise on that scene anyway. It's a Promise is a filter that you put and it like adds this kind of diffusion to all the light and like so if you see like a light source in a scene, there's like this really nice bloom around it. It's
Yeah.
typically a Promise filter, and on skin tones too, it'll be like super soft depending on what level you use.
See, this is where I have shortcomings as an animator because, like, all of my lights are digital. So I'm never thinking about diffusion. I set that as a value.
Yeah.
It's just a number that you type in. So I never think of, like, this extra accessory or peripheral or whatever to
Yeah.
fix that. So I'm constantly forgetting those.
Yeah, it was a good movie though. Walter White. Need to go back and watch Breaking Bad. It was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Dude, that was a good example though. Like, there's lots of bad examples like that Superman
Exactly.
movie
yeah,
where it was kind of the same issue. He had a mustache he couldn't shave.
yeah,
$1 million
I think
mustache
he was.
that took
What
him-
it was Mission Impossible, something
Yeah,
like that.
it was, which, like,
Which
his
come on.
character was kind of, like, not even that, like, the mustache, I don't know.
Wasn't he the villain?
Yeah, he was the, like, surprise villain,
Yeah,
the surprise obvious villain. But
I think. I mean, Mission Impossible probably has a better budget than Batman versus
you
Superman.
think?
I think Mission Impossible's been around forever. I think that they, because they know it's gonna work in the box office, they're fine putting
Love
more
that
money
Tom
into
Cruise.
it.
Yeah, I just don't understand, like, why would you not just shave a mustache?
Okay, so here we are.
So this one worked a lot better.
Yeah,
So before you were seeing, like, color banding and stuff, like, for some reason the, like, hue was changing.
right.
This one, I really can't even tell.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
And it's nice for the moving because I think After Effects just looks at shots that you're not in
Mm-hmm.
and then swaps that back in.
Right.
So this one, you see me here. Well, no, you don't. But now you do.
Add. None. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every time like we use this thing here, I mean, at the studio, like it blows my mind away because it's pretty.
I still think it has. It's obviously, it's gonna have, like, you could see here. See how there's a little bit of a circle, and that's what I was talking about before, where you can. Sometimes it helps to flip these layers and go back to my mask. Oh, did I delete my? Oh, no, I'm on the wrong layer. I was like, oh, why would I do that? M for mask.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it back to subtract. And then you can do a little bit of a feathering on this mask
Okay.
and bring in the expansion a little bit. I mean, that's kind of what you're doing with the other thing, but you get a little bit more control.
Right.
That's why I made it a little bit bigger. I don't know if this is going to work perfectly.
I feel like I can kind of see it.
You can still kind of see it right here.
Yeah. Now that I'm searching for it,
Yeah.
but like, oh yeah.
So
there's a
if
ring.
anything, I made it kind of worse.
Yeah,
I might
you
need
made
to
it worse.
Hey, we're all learning. Actually, you're probably gonna start to see like a ghost. No,
No,
so-
no, it's pretty decent. Yeah, I can't really see it there.
it's still doing a little bit, but I mean, yeah, it really depends
Yeah,
what
yeah.
your shot is.
And like most people aren't looking for stuff like this, Like
Yeah.
once you're looking for it, it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
But like I know, like we used it on this one Christmas video. I don't know if you're ready to get into that yet.
Yeah.
But
Let's do it.
and we did it on to take this logo out. So
Yeah,
the client wanted this logo to be taken out.
Off of his shirt.
Yeah, off of his shirt. And I found like, even after watching it after it was done, like I wasn't even thinking about it. Therefore, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable for this to be seen by people. Because like, if you're not even noticing it yourself.
Yeah, there's like, because the client was just like, blur it.
Yeah.
But that's like so like, I just think of like Cops or something.
Yeah.
Like reality TV where it just looks unprofessional.
Right.
So, yeah, fortunately Caleb was able to go through with this tool. And you can kind of see how, like even for wide shots and close up shots, like it works pretty well. And especially I'm surprised because there's lots of like depth of field change.
Right, and I shot this all on a shoulder rig, so it's a very handheld look. So like I couldn't really use motion, like, and the clips are so short that I was able to go in frame by frame.
Yeah.
And just adjust the mask to
This one I'm impressed by. Because
Right,
you're like
yeah.
moving, the camera's shaking.
Yeah,
I actually don't know how that works. I remember I was like, try this tool. And then I pretty much
Yeah.
left for Christmas break, so I was
Yep.
like, good luck. And I was like, I was impressed that you were
And
able
it's
to make
pretty,
that.
once you figure it out, like, in getting the rhythm, it's very easy to do. Like, I think it only took me, like, an hour and a half. Obviously, this is a super short video. It's not like a whole scene in a movie. But, yeah, it worked really well.
Yeah, and it saved it. And
The only shot, you can tell, if you go to the wide shot at the end, that's the only shot I
yeah,
didn't do.
we missed that. This
But
is
you
like
can kind of see the little white mark on his shirt.
this is the last minute. We're gonna update that for Christmas next
That was,
year.
it was a Columbia vest.
But yeah, that's a good application of using it not for like a ground surface, but for like, you know, a person. You know, it's not just masking out people; it's masking things on people.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty impressed by that.
Yeah, it works really well. I was surprised too. It did take some, like, you know, finagling a bit in some areas.
Finessing.
Finagling. I don't even know if that's a real word, but
It is now.
that's something my family actually uses. But, you know, it worked out after a while.
Yeah.
Because, like, I tried, like, different modes or whatever, but eventually it worked out. It's just kind of like seeing which one is best for what you're doing and doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try doing this clip too. I think I'm gonna mask up this little baby.
Yeah.
Let's say like we had to shoot. This was for like a renovation on the golf course, so it looks pretty bad anyway. But let's pretend like we had. Oh no, there's a camera person down there. Like let's say you're down there filming a shot of someone, and you're in the
really
shot.
like this drone shot, and yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if we can fix this one. I'm gonna actually start with the circle this time. I'm gonna take back what I said since it worked better.
Yeah. Yeah, circle. So you do the
Oops.
circle.
Not a shape though.
So content aware fill, that's just a panel you open up.
Yeah,
Right,
you can
yeah.
find it if you go up to your window.
Mm-hmm.
It's right around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Cool.
toggle it on, and usually it sticks by the camera tracker tool,
Mm-hmm.
the tracker down here.
And can't you like add in a thing? Like I remember for that Christmas one, or like the fishing thing too, have to, for one shot I had to go into Photoshop and kind of make my own like little layer.
Yeah.
Or I think, I don't know, I can't remember to be honest. But
I'll show kind of how to work with it in Photoshop.
yeah.
I got one more clip after this.
Okay, so now you move your mask.
Move this little baby over here.
There you go.
Expand it a little bit. I usually try to keep the mask like the same size around the shape. I also don't like the idea of it working with water. I feel like that's not going to work. I'm going to try to
Yeah.
keep it away from the water a little bit. Actually, I guess I should just be.
What even is that thing?
It's some kind of golf equipment.
Yeah.
And then what else? What else is there in the mistake world?
So in the mistake world,
Or like not even just mistakes, but like I guess we could even talk about like clever ways that people fixed.
yeah, that's
Or
kind of the Shazam one. Like, I mean, I guess it's a mistake, but there's another cool one. My favorite movie is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, of the Ring. Not rings.
What's your favorite movie, bro?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get flack on that. And in the movie, there's the scene where Sam is leaving the Shire with Frodo, and he's like, if I take one more step, this will be the furthest I've ever been outside of the Shire. And it's super emotional and sad moment.
Wasn't Sam incredibly emotional that whole movie, though? I feel like every time he was on screen, he was just crying.
Wow, how dare you.
Sam was.
Sam is
Or
a
like
hero.
Sam cries.
Gosh. But he was like, and then it cuts to a wide shot, and there's just like cars smoking in the background.
Why?
I don't know. I think
Peter Jackson had a lot to drink the night before.
Yeah.
Showed up late. In a
he
rush.
crashed into the side of the
Hey guys.
pasture. Yeah. So there's just like smoking thing. Like it kind of just looks like a chimney, but until you like look closer, and it's like definitely a car that's like smoking for some reason. And it was released in the theater, and then it was kind of like became this meme of a sort, and everybody loved it. And then when the DVDs came out, they, took it out, and apparently everybody was upset because it was just kind of like a nice little Easter egg. And but yeah, it's no longer in there anymore. But you can look it up on YouTube and see the little car smoking. But that's a funny one. I want to bring that up mainly just so I could talk about Lord of the Rings. But yeah.
Yeah, it was cool they did those movies with you're showing me how they, instead of like green screening like everyone else would, they use like some forced perspective to fake the size difference, fake large props and stuff.
It's insane. Or they use like doubles sometimes, and they had masks made, so they would like wear these little face masks that looked like Elijah Wood's, and
It's terrifying.
it was like midgets, and they would run around with their masks on, and like if it's in the background or something, like you're not really gonna notice it.
Right.
So they did that, and but yeah, the force perspective is crazy. Like we were watching a video on it, and it's just they have like a motion controlled camera, and then a motion controlled like other part of the table. Say
We're
that
gonna
they
need
were
to show a
sitting at.
clip of this. I think.
Yeah.
'Cause this is it doesn't make sense to hear.
And
I
then
didn't understand
they'd
it
both
when I was
slide to
watching it.
create the proper parallax, and it would like meet up, even though the table's like freaking split in half, and like some props are smaller. It just blows your mind.
I didn't get how they did it with the cart, because like they're sitting in the cart, and I'm like,
That's the most famous one.
how does that work?
It's the beginning, and Frodo's in the cart with Gandalf as they're riding back to Bilbo's.
I think the magic of making that is more impressive than like any magic used in that film.
It's kind of true. Yeah, magic really isn't that heavy in that movie, to be honest. I mean, you got Gandalf with his little glowing light, and
stick of
it's
darkness.
not. I want to say there's magic, but it's like different than like Harry Potter, where there's like freaking sparks and like jelly flying from their wand. But yeah, such a good movie.
I like that though. Like I was just thinking of mistakes that you clean up, but I like the idea of like mistakes that you leave in. Like I know, like with Django, have you seen that?
I actually haven't, no.
What?
I've never seen a Quentin Tarantino film.
And
I've
you're-
seen clips
and
of
you're
Pulp
and
Fiction.
He's
but
the video guy,
yeah,
and I don't know if you can trust anything he says.
yeah.
Well, there's a scene where Leonardo DiCaprio like cuts his hand. He's awesome bad guy in that movie.
Yeah.
But like he just kept going, and he even like smears like blood on this like one of the slaves' faces, and you just think he's like the character's crazy, but then later they're talking about it, and he actually cut his hand on set and just kept going with it.
Gosh.
And I don't know. I originally
That's
heard that
crazy.
he actually smeared like he was just going for it and he smeared blood on her face. What I also heard was that they bandaged his hand, and then they just put fake blood on because they like loved that take.
Yeah.
So they just played that in, like he was so passionate that he hit his hand and cut it.
Yeah. Man.
I'm gonna hope it's the second version of that.
Yeah.
But
Or
also
some
like
real blood, or
I don't know if I'd
fake
be
blood. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio smear blood on my face. I think that'd be a
Would
fun.
you be honored?
That's kind of a fun party story. This one actually turned out pretty well. I
Yeah.
don't even remember what it was. I think it's these tracks here.
It's really
It
good.
looks like it just drove off the.
I thought it was like a different part of it.
No, so this is the clip, and I don't really see much.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
gonna
nice.
tilt this baby. Tilt it on any window, full screens it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you can kind of see it. You see it where the water is, I think. You start to see like a little bit of jank here.
I don't see anything. That's pretty good.
I think that's the.
Cards.
I think that's probably where you should not have used the circle. Actually, I should have like had a mask that.
Was specifically made for it.
Yeah, like that stuck to it. Yeah, see that?
Oh.
Because it's
Whoa.
a circle.
You can even see like the pixels right there.
Yeah. So the circle. So in this case, the circle's bad. So I guess choose your shapes wisely.
Yeah, like for the fishing video I just drew my own little
Yeah.
thing, and I would tweak it every time.
Yeah. So this is an example of when not to use a circle. I've basically been doing the opposite for this video. But trust me, I know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Do you?
So this one is definitely a little bit more complex. This is
Yeah.
like a full-on.
What are you trying to get rid of here?
I'm gonna get rid of this guy. I think the little bulldozer. Let's
Yeah.
pretend that was like a mistake, or like maybe we had a shot that was like, shooting this way, and then later we came back and this was in the shot now, so it doesn't make sense or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. For whatever reason, we want to get rid
I'm
of
just
this.
making stuff up now.
Yeah. So this is actually, I picked the bad one. The 2 in Photoshop, that's complex, but I'll try it.
Yeah.
So you still have to get your work area though. So the first thing you want to do always is, this time I'm going back to my OG
Yeah.
knowledge. I'm gonna just mask you out like a little square.
Boom. Yeah. That
Oh my
was a
God,
little
I keep doing
complex.
shapes.
Control C. Yeah. So you take out. Yeah, that's definitely better with a square for sure. I agree.
You gotta get the shadow out too.
Yeah.
That's where the original one that we showed, this one fails because of the shadow. Because you can see like the shadow is, I think, in this, is a different height
Mm-hmm.
than this. Like most of this is a flat surface, so it worked. But then you start getting like depth like this, and that's where you'd have to move to a 3D program that can actually like, interpolate that.
Yeah.
So this is probably, there are other ways to replace with different programs. This is just After Effects' best way.
Right.
If you need something done quickly, that's not too difficult.
Yeah. Oh, so he's moving too. Is he
Yeah.
driving?
No, I don't think.
Or is it the drone's moving?
I think the drone's just moving. I don't know if he's moving.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of what other movies. Because, like, it is crazy how often it happens.
We've already blown through our list of movies.
Yeah.
Content aware fill tool though.
I mean, I was thinking about using it. I did this, like, super crappy. It was, like, my first, like, short film that I attempted to make. It was, like, terrible. But,
Is that the one with the dad and the kid?
yeah.
Okay.
And so,
I liked it.
but I only got like the intro to the movie done, because things happen, and I was like just lost the passion for that project, and I was like I don't care. It was like my last year of high school,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I will say this real quick.
Yeah.
If you go back to the screen,
uh-huh.
once I have my like area that I want, I do want to try to get like a zone that like you don't want to use this because it's not in the scene. Try to use something that's like not too far out, but like in a good area where you can paint, with decent detail.
Yeah.
But go on. High school.
Yeah. So it was like my first time trying to direct and like write. And so I had this whole script written for the short film, got the intro done, but at the very end of the intro, there was like, I got done editing it, and it's like this wide shot of the kid just like standing alone in his driveway, and there's this like lawn like pesticide service sign. Just,
We're gonna
like,
show this
in the
I
yard.
should have used that as an example.
And I was like, crap, what do I do? And I didn't know about this at the time, but it was just like this super like dramatic scene, and then it's just this bug
It's
sign.
easy to miss stuff when you're like so focused on like make sure the
yeah.
actor's delivering his line right or that everyone else is filming.
Even on set, like with the Christmas thing, like we should have known not to have that logo in there.
Yeah.
Like that was
Also
our
though,
fault, but
to be moderately fair, it was also like very last minute.
yeah.
This was like we were just leaving to go on break, and they're like, "Can you do this real quick?" We're like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know, we should have caught it. But yeah, there's so many moving parts and just a lot of quick thinking on other stuff that's probably more important than noticing a logo that's on the shirt. But you know, this is like super. Okay, so you're in Photoshop now.
I'm in Photoshop.
I'm gonna cut myself off.
You just totally distracted yourself. Yeah, I'm just doing. I'm using the clone stamp tool.
So you're
This
just
little
trying
guy.
to match things up as best you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my best. This is honestly like After Effects might do a better job, but
You're just kind of testing out two different ways.
yeah, I just wanted to show like how this even works. I think I'm just gonna do like I'm gonna show this, and then once mine probably fails, I'm just gonna have After Effects do its best.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's say that's it.
You still have a corner right there.
I think that's a dude.
No, over there. Go, zoom in. Go over. That little corner right there.
Oh.
See it?
Catch. Good catch.
Probably wouldn't be able to notice it.
This reminds me of those. Every time I look at the scene, I think of those mats. I don't know if you had them as a kid, like the mats with like construction. It was like basically a rug with like a scene printed on it, and then you could like play.
Oh, like with the train tracks and everything?
Yeah.
It was like a whole town?
Yeah.
I had one of those.
And they had like a construction zone.
It's like in every kid's nursery, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. So now it's going to just
That
try and...
I'm not happy with that though.
Yeah, it's
We
pretty
keep messing with it.
pretty sharp.
How did I miss that?
Yeah. It's pretty...
Where even is that line?
I don't, oh, there it is. It's
Oh, right here.
Yeah. Yeah, the Photoshop is definitely more tricky from what I can remember. Because it's like having to make your own little thing. That looks good. It's like a whole, you got a U. You got part of the part.
I saw that, yeah. I'm gonna break it up a little bit. It's like a lot of the same. All right. Let's say that's
that looks
it.
good. That looks...
And honestly though, I think it.
Wait,
it's-
why is it?
So
Oh, I see what it's
yeah.
doing.
So it's got the reference layers down here. I don't know what this little guy is. I'm gonna delete you.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the layer I just painted.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So now I'm going to, with that subtracted, I'm going to click on you and generate fill layer. And it's probably going to take a minute
Yeah.
or several.
Yeah, I think there's another movie. I was watching a list of just like movie mess ups, and gosh, what was it? It was God, I can't remember.
I'm trying to think of
anyways.
movies that have like where they messed up but they kept it in as like a, oh that was cool.
Kind of like the Django one.
Yeah, like oh that was actually made it better.
I feel like that happens a lot with acting, honestly. Like I think it was the first Avengers, where Robert Downey Jr. was like, "Hey, you want a peanut or something?" It was like some snack.
What?
It was some snack. It was when he was
Robert Downey
like,
Jr. Hey, you want
you know, when he was in his tower and it was like Loki and I don't know. But anyways, it was
near
actually
the end
him
of the
on
movie?
set.
Talking about the end of the movie when you like.
Was it that? I thought it was someone else,
I
but
don't remember any scene where he offers Loki a peanut.
not a peanut. It was like something. but it was actually him, or it might have been in Iron Man. I know it was something with Robert Downey Jr. and he was like offering some sort of snack to the other actor, but it was just him like actually offering someone a snack.
Right.
Just on set, and they were rolling, and they put it in, like, and that's kind of a dumb example, but like it happens often with, you know, just acting in general. Like if it's I mean, similar to Django, where it's like the person just keeps on going, and
I
it
think it's a
actually
lesson.
works out.
Just keep, even if you feel like you're like botching it, keep going.
Yeah, I think rolling.
That's the hardest part with footage. Like you always think, like, I got it, next shot, and then you go back to watch it, and you're like, shit, I should have held that for like 4 seconds.
Yeah,
it feels
I
like
think
so long when you're doing it in the moment.
Yeah, that's something I'm still learning. It's just like, and that I was kind of learning from the behind the scenes of The Joker, actually, like listening to how like Joaquin Phoenix told Lawrence Sher, who's the DP on that he was like, just keep on rolling. You know, like I might just, because he just might do something, and so they just kept on rolling for like the whole thing, and I think that that's something that's like important, but it is annoying in post. Like, if you don't have a lot of time to edit something, or to search through footage, that it's just, you know, that's gonna be a lot of time on your hands, especially like for smaller projects. Like another Christmas thing we did. It's like this short film.
We love Christmas.
Yeah, we do love Christmas. It was like this short film, and it wasn't even that long, but like there was just searching through one day, the Santa Claus one, of searching through one day of shooting, and just having to choose all the good takes took like half a day. It was insane. I mean, and it was probably not even a minute of clips to choose.
That's why I don't like film.
Yeah.
I like my animation. Like I have a storyboard. Here's exactly how long the shot is. Okay, I know it's that long. I render it. I'm done.
It's definitely.
I like the control.
Yeah.
That's why I don't even like drawing on paper anymore. Like I'm like so used to undo features. Like I'll be drawing Photoshop, undo, like the whole time. Like
that's a good point.
if you watch the time lapse of me drawing, it's just constant like things disappearing and then snapping.
Yeah,
back.
yeah, exactly. Like
I've gotten real spoiled.
I'm so used to Control Z that like something will happen in life. Like I kid you not. Like I'll accidentally like do something, and I like literally I feel like my brain is like Control Z, and like my hand will twitch. Will do the Control Z.
What?
And it's just really weird. But hey, that looks pretty good.
You know.
That's kind of obviously like a duplicate layer right there.
Yeah.
Got a little line, but it looks decent. Whoa, what happened there?
It's just rendered, I think.
Yeah. But that's definitely true. Like filmmaking, I mean, we're both filmmakers, but
yeah,
animating is filmmaking, but.
Whoa. So it's a little glitchy.
Where did it glitch?
Glitch is like right. Hey.
Oh, yeah. That's weird.
Is that where this frame is? I wonder if it's glitching like on the
keyframe.
Yeah. Or on the whoops. Let me shorten that. Yeah, it looks like it glitches right where this guy comes back.
Weird.
Maybe it's just because he's here. I'll just hide you. Get out of here. We want you.
Oh. Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, weird. It didn't like fill
What on earth?
that layer.
This computer's dying right now. I can just hear it whizzing.
It's pretty loud. I think I saw it did look weird over here. I'm gonna kill the fill that it generated. I want to see how it does on its. I don't know. I'm gonna let it generate its own. I almost never use the Photoshop tool. Like I never do it in Photoshop. It's like usually unless like I specifically want to see like a marker there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can put in like.
Put in stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like you could. I mean, you could just as easily do that just by tracking the camera in After Effects.
Yeah.
And it would probably look a lot better. So I never do that, but you could, I suppose, like add something.
Yeah.
If you're crazy.
I think We do that sometimes on bigger movies with like markers, like on the ground or on the table, and like where to put something for actors. And they'll like get rid of it sometimes.
Do they?
I think so. Like I feel like the ground is the most common thing. Maybe not. I don't know.
I know they do markers for like green screen, obviously, and stuff. So you can
like
track.
Yeah. Maybe that's something else.
Oh, I just thought of a mistake. Weird. That's why I wonder. See, I want to know what other like bigger companies use, because there was obviously that cup in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Coffee cup, and then the water bottle that they replaced.
Yep.
I was actually gonna try to rip the original and like do it for this. Like here's how you can potentially use this, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah. You said you have HBO, right?
It's the HBO is updated.
Oh,
that's all I was gonna pull
right.
from. I went to HBO. I could probably find it on YouTube, but I got time for that.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, it's definitely. I feel like it's nice now. Like back then, I feel like everything you just had to get right. You know, because we have all these tools now, where we can do this stuff, but like you look back at old film movies, where it's just like what you have is what you have. There's not much you can do. I guess you can do some stuff, like, which is what is it? Not IBM.
IMDb?
ILM. The people that did the effects for Star Wars, where they would like cut
Lights
out
and Magic.
They would like cut out certain things on the film, and that's a whole crazy thing.
Star Wars that's like a famous example of like they should have left like they put in Jabba where instead of Lando or whatever.
Instead of Lando.
Han's talking to Lando in the original movie, and I think the plan was always swap him out with Jabba. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
Part?
It's like the second or third movie. Han's talking they're like in a hangar or something, and he's talking to Lando. And Lando was like basically, I think, supposed to be a placeholder. I think George Lucas wanted him to be talking to Jabba the Hutt. Mm-hmm. So like, and when George Lucas like went insane and like started getting his dirty fingers in the CG remake stuff.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then
it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Jabba the Hutt, where he like hops over the tail. Is that what you're talking about? That's actually Jabba the Hutt was originally a guy, like it's just this big fat dude. And
I thought he was talking to Lando though in the original one.
No, it was Jabba. Because I mean, the audio, he says Jabba like lots of times.
Cut that out.
Why are you so dumb, Brent? Come on.
I think I just showed my hand that I'm not a Star Wars fan.
I mean, I think that one's different.
Are you sure? I could have sworn the original he's talking to Lando.
Unless Lando was some big fat white dude before. Because there's like pictures of, we'll put some up.
Maybe they did like 2 takes. Maybe they did like one with Lando in case they couldn't do it, and that's why they used Lando.
It. I mean, it's not like it would, which is why like.
Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they shot 2, like one with Lando, and then a second one with the intent of using that. Maybe they didn't have the technology to make it work, so then they just used the Lando one. That's actually a good idea though. Like if you're not sure if you can do something, like maybe come up with a backup.
Star Wars fans are always very upset on all of George Lucas's cover-ups, but I honestly kind of like them.
I mean, Star Wars kind of has like a dorky look to it.
Yeah.
Like all the, like even the practical stuff. Though I do love how like The Mandalorian is kind of going back to the practical looking effects. I know they're not like
even though they're just
inherently practical.
Stage where it's just 360 screens.
But even like the animated characters, like the monsters, it looks like they're rendered in like a lower frame rate with like jankier movement to make them look like puppets.
Yeah, like Yoda when he's CG.
Yeah, and J.J. Abrams, then he filmed, what's her name, Mazar, that orange chick with the, in the newest Star Wars, she was like orange. She's the one that gives.
The latest one.
Yeah, she was in the first one of the new trilogy.
Oh, Maz Kanata?
Yeah, Maz.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so in the newest movie, she's actually a puppet. They went back to a puppet, and then they just used some CG.
In the newest one? Wow. I need to watch it again. I only watched it once.
She's only in it for like a little bit. But J.J. Abrams like made her a puppet. And then they used some CG on the puppet's face to like add slight movements that you can't get with a
more fluid.
A little bit more emotive and everything.
Yeah. That's cool.
That seems like I love that like mixing. It's kind of like Like we always joke, like the best video is like not live action or animation. It's like some combination.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is so funny because I think it's I disagree with a lot of the other fans out there on like the prequels and everything. Like the first Star Wars, I mean not first, but the Phantom Menace, I thought was really good because I watched all of them over again before the newest one came out, and I thought
This
it
is
was really
substantially better than what I did. We'll go back to the film.
good. I think so. I can see a little.
I don't even know if mine like actually went through. I mean, I don't even know if that's the thing though. Like you're talking about this. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably where it was, right? Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can see the square. I think this one is just like really hard.
This is a wonky one. Yeah,
I think it would be worth just like
it's probably. I mean,
going in Photoshop
yeah.
and making it really nice, taking the time
Yeah.
to do that, and then
if
just
you
drag it.
really needed this shot
Yeah,
and you really hated. Oh yeah, that's really wonky. Look at that. I didn't notice that.
I think you could still get away with that though, to be honest.
I think mine might actually may have been better.
Yeah, I think yours was better besides that little frame that glitched. Yeah,
Oh, wait, is this mine?
weird.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah, but Star
I'm
Wars.
gonna go back to before I killed mine.
I liked George Lucas's like little cover-ups and everything.
Oh yeah,
I think it's mainly just because I grew up with them because I'm younger than probably most people who get upset about things that are
I grew up with pod racers, so I still think
right.
pod racers is like the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah, and George Lucas was actually
The fact that they haven't brought those back is insane to me.
he was. It's kind of funny that everybody takes a dump on him, but he was. It was like literally him and Jon Favreau were the ones that wrote Mandalorian. He was a producer and a writer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is like everybody thinks it's just Jon Favreau.
I
even
saw him
though
holding the
it's-
puppet,
Yeah,
like the picture of him behind the scenes, but
like he was on set the whole time. It's just funny because like everybody's like, oh, Mandalorian's so great. I hate George Lucas. But I mean, George Lucas to me is one of the most like revolutionary filmmakers there's ever been.
yeah,
Like, and people always take a dump on him. It makes me
take a
upset.
dump on everyone. People love to hate people.
It's true.
It's the lesson of the day. Don't hate people.
Don't hate people.
We're all doing our best. I may have failed on the content aware tool on this one, but you
It's
know,
all right.
you learned
Yeah.
something.
Is that all we had to show?
Yeah, that was it. I mean,
Yeah, that was.
yeah, use it on your stuff. You know, get rid of people.
You'll
I've seen people use
definitely
it.
have to use it at least once in your career. I'm almost guaranteeing that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun to just like any
Play around
imperfection,
with it. Yeah.
like, even if there's like trash off to the side or something,
Mhm.
like you can get rid of it, potentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's definitely like if you think I wish this was a little bit better, I think it's worth trying this. It's easy. You just mask it, click
Yep.
generate, see how it goes,
Cool.
and I'm sure they're going to improve on it as AI gets better.
Yeah. If you guys want to give us a thumbs up or a subscribe,
Or a thumbs down.
ring the bell. Yeah, if you hated
Or
this, just
no,
give us
not a
thumbs
thumbs What he said, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And then you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn at Just Said Video,
.com.
and go to .com.
Yeah,
On
justthevideo.com.
Or you can just go to justsadvideo.com
That's all I use,
and give us money.
even though we don't accept it.
Yeah. But yeah, and if you want to leave a comment and say hello, or if there's a topic or something you want us to cover,
Yeah, something you want to learn about animation and After Effects, or
yeah,
we're gonna we're sticking to After Effects right now, but we're probably gonna look at moving to Blender and other programs in the future. So,
yeah,
you know,
that's gonna be all Brent because I have no idea what I'm doing.
but yeah, whatever you want to see, we want to also see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. So that's the end of episode 2. Next week we'll be talking about something else. And thank you for watching,
Yeah.
and we'll see you.
See ya.
Cool.
All right.
Nice. Boom.
That was.
Oh, easing out.